Hey YouTube, it's Kurt here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about how guitar players influence other guitar players, and a little bit about how certain people have influenced me as a guitar player. And I think there's really two main points that I want to make here, and generally it's just a discussion, and I think it's a very interesting discussion and a very philosophical discussion, and so don't take it too seriously. That's one thing I encourage you to do. My first point is that I feel like somebody can influence you even though you don't sound like that particular person. In my particular case, before I started playing guitar, the first people I started listening to were Kirk Hammett from Metallica, and I forget who the guitarist is for Rush, but I listened to a lot of Rush early on before I even started playing. And as I grew as a guitarist, eventually I just started listening to less Metallica and less Rush, and I kind of gravitated to other players. And those players, I don't feel like I like them a lot, and I like a lot of the work that they've done, but their style really doesn't fit me. So I feel like they kind of got me started and got me interested, but they haven't influenced my playing much. So that leads into my second point. I feel like there's a lot of guitar players that, like I really want to sound like, and like a lot of other players really want to sound like. And again, I want to sound like me at the end of the day, but at the same time, I look at their playing and I'm just like, wow, that was really innovative. Like, I want to be innovative too, you know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with having that sense of inspiration from other guitar players. Now, probably at the top of my list, the biggest compliment probably you could ever pay to me, besides being just coming up to me and saying, "Hey, dude, that was awesome." I really appreciate that, and I always appreciate that. But like, if someone came up to me and told me I sound like Gary Moore, I would probably try to do a backflip and then crack my head on the floor because I'm not very athletic. But like, that would be one of the biggest compliments to me that I could hear, because I love Gary Moore's playing. I think he was the best, bar none, in my opinion, in terms of communicating his emotions to his audience. And he had just such a vast variety of emotions that he brought through his guitar. And sometimes he played with such an aggression that I don't think you really see in too many other players. And he just balanced it so well with other emotions within the song. He was just unbelievable. My favorite cover of his was "The Messiah Will Come Again." I absolutely love that video. Again, if I achieve anything like that video in my lifetime, I will be a decently happy man. Love that guy. Other guitar players, like, I try to mimic to a certain degree. I loved Justin Hawkins from The Darkness. Not a lot of people know him, but I feel like the first album, Permission to Land, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, like, there was a lot of creative soloing that had a lot of techniques that weren't very popular in this generation, but there were some techniques that actually I didn't hear too much from previous generations either. So I thought that was a very good album and very influential towards me. And I tried to incorporate a lot of those techniques into my playing. I love Van Halen. Every now and then I'll try to throw in a little hammer on, or a little, I don't know what you would call that. Yeah, a hammer-on arpeggio thingy, but like in a Van Halen sort of way, and I think that can really spice up a lot of playing. Loved a lot of his playing. I don't like to play like a style all the time. It'd just be too much in terms of like, wow, that's a lot of, that's just a lot of speed all the time. I don't want to be fast all the time. I love those players. Obviously, Jimmy Page, I love at least Jimmy Page's album work. He did a lot of awesome guitar work in his albums. I think he is also another guitar player. If you go back to his albums and try to play them exactly, it's very, very hard to mimic, at least the first time around. And at a certain point, those guitar players, I don't even try to perfectly mimic their solos, because it's like they had their own brand on it, you know what I mean? And not only do I want to like try to steal their brand, but I kind of want to leave theirs. I want to have my own kind of effect on the song. Now I'll try to learn solos as much by ear as I can, but then after that, I'll do a lot of filler of my own material. But yeah, those are a lot of the players I really respect, and I think I really connect with too, like in a guitar sense. And I think that's what it's all about. If you're connecting with other guitar players, they're going to influence you. Maybe even you'll influence them. I don't even know, but like just that in terms of discussion, no matter what level you're at, you're going to want to connect with other players, and I think that's a very just cool thing in general. A couple more names I could honestly spout off, but I wanted to throw in Angus Young. Loved a lot of Angus Young's playing. Sometimes I think he's underrated. Sometimes I don't think he's underrated. I think he's appropriately rated, but he did a lot of cool riffs, and a lot of his soloing. He did do a lot of techniques that I think again are hard to mimic and kind of go into that category of those other players. So those other players I think are really influential to me and really will always hold something special, down here, but like kind of seriously. So, but I encourage you guys, if you want to, leave in the comment section who as a guitar player influenced you the most and why they influence you that way. For one reason or another, they're going to just probably connect to you in their own unique way. Like in my own unique way, I like all these guitars that I named out before. But yeah, that's really all I got for today, but I hope it brings about good discussion and good thoughts, like philosophical thought among those watching this video. So other than that, I really appreciate it, guys. If you watched, if you want to rate, if you don't, that's fine too. But hopefully I have more covers coming your way. I'm trying to learn Back in Black right now, and I got it mostly. I want to touch up the solos a little bit more, but so I'm going to work on that. But other than that, I'm just chilling and keep it real or something like that. But alright, guys, peace.